Many Africans have come to me and said they will pay me thousands of dollars for me to help them to go to Europe. I haven't helped a single person, and I'm not going to do that. If Europe is so fantastic, why am I then in Africa?
You wanna come to Europe, huh? Stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! I get so many questions. Chef, I wanna work with you here in Europe. Chef, arrange a job for me in Europe. Guys, life is a bitch in Europe.
If you're well-to-do, if you're doing pretty good in your life, it's better to be doing really well in Africa than it is to be in America.
Never once in all my years of living or traveling on the African continent have I been mistreated in any way because of my ethnicity, because of my skin color. And this is in spite of the fact that I come from a country who are guilty for some of the worst colonial crimes.
Hi guys, welcome back again. Okay guys, I'm in again with another video. This is about my African brothers who are desperate, to go out there in Europe in search for greener pastures. Maybe not just Europe, but other continents of the world in search for greener pastures, with a feeling and belief that, due to the state of our country, our nations, they feel it's better out there than it is, feel like life is better on the outer side of the world than it is over here. Whereas our European brothers are saying it is not so, that life is better over here than anywhere else. Over here in Africa, rather. Over here in Africa than anywhere out there in Europe. So we're going to check out this video. So let me know what your thoughts are on this video down in the comments. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, I am Loren. It's a pleasure. Let's dive right in.
Why is nobody talking about this? Ever since I came to Africa, many Africans have come to me and said they will pay me thousands of dollars for me to help them to go to Europe. I haven't helped a single person, and I'm not going to do that. Ask yourself, why, if Europe is so fantastic, why am I then in Africa? Does that make sense? If my own place is so fantastic, why would I be here? Now, you are ready to pay me thousands of dollars for you to go
No, it doesn't.
and work hard in Europe, for you to help Europe get back on track. Why won't you stay in Africa and make Africa get on track? It doesn't make sense. You're an African, so why don't you want to help your own continent to grow and prosper? But you want to go to my continent and make that prosper. It doesn't make sense.
Really?
If you have thousands of dollars that you want to give me for me to help you to go there, spend those thousands.
That's a very strong point right there. A lot of influential Africans actually believe in helping other countries, European countries and other countries of the world do better than helping their own countries. You have them investing in foreign countries and, doing little or nothing at home. And this is a European man seated right here and telling it to our face that it's better to invest all of your money here in Africa and help Africans. But then to the Africans, it's quite the opposite, all right? This is quite the opposite of what his own point of view is, because to him, it is better to do that over here, whereas to my African brothers, it is better to put that money out there and help other continents grow than help Africa grow. It's just crazy. No, it doesn't.
Thousands of dollars to set up a business here in Africa.
I think I needed to watch that.
And if you need help with that one, I'm willing to help you, but I will never help you to go to Europe and suffer.
Straight up.
I dedicate this video to all my African brothers in Africa who are chefs. And I have a message for you. All of you. You wanna come to Europe,
Yeah, they
huh?
do.
Stupid! Stupid!
Oh.
I get so many questions. Chef, I want to work with you here in Europe. Chef, arrange a job for me in Europe. Guys, life is a bitch in Europe. Life is not what you think it is in Europe. And your brothers and sisters that are here now will not tell you that because they're already ashamed. Okay? They're already ashamed. So they come home to you, they say, oh, life is fantastic. It's not. I lived 14 years in Tanzania. 14 years. Life is better. There's so much opportunity in Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya. All my brothers and sisters there, trust me, if you work hard, you graft hard, your life is much better. You want to know what's happening here in Europe when you come here? I'll give you my breakdown, okay? My flat, my tiny flat, 1,400 euros a month. My energy bill, 250 euros a month.
$1,450 a month. That's roughly 2 million naira. 2 million in Nigerian naira. And that's like a year for rent. Wow.
My gas bill, 100 euros a month. My car insurance, 45 euros. My mobile phone, 50 euros. My TV, 40 euros. My local government tax, 160 euros a month. My list goes on. At the end of the month, I spent 3,000 euros only bills. And I'm not even fucking living yet. Then I have to buy my groceries, all my shit. So I come down to 4,000 euros. And you people, you think you come here, oh, I earn 4,000 euros. No, you're not, you dumb fuck. You pay taxes and bills, and you cannot escape it. You cannot escape those bills. The system is created that way. So if you earn your 400 euros in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, Congo, you're way better off. And you have fucking freedom and a beautiful country. I want to quit in Europe. The only good thing here is my kids' education. That's it. But when that little fucker turns 18, I'm flying away back to Tanzania with the grace of God.
Oh my God. This guy, he is raw to the core. Like he's flying back to Tanzania once his kids turns 18, you know. Yeah, when you talk about the educational system of the European educational system, it's really fantastic. And I really admire them too. I admire European education, standard of education. So it's really a great thing, but it's kind of good that they have to take out their time to put this information out here because a lot of people out here in Africa think it is greener out there, but then when you when you get to the reality of all this, the standard of living, the cost of living, the cost of everything living out there, you see that we are actually enjoying in Africa. It's just like you taking water from the well to the ocean. Like I did a video about there was a time I did a video about Switzerland and the cost of living, a documentary about Switzerland, and I was like, really? Traveling to Switzerland, you're just gonna come back home broke because the cost of living there is something else. But then imagine somebody from Europe coming down to Africa. Like you don't need so much because the little you have will serve you. And it will take you a very long way because when you get there, you'd be like, wow, it's just like you're coming from the ocean into the well, and you feel like, wow, this is a small standard of living. The cost of living is not even much, and yet people are complaining. So I guess it's just the environment that puts us where we are today. All right, this is fantastic.
So please stop asking me for jobs and shit from Africa. Life is not what you think it is. Suck on that. Now get the fuck back to work.
West Africa builds better houses than America and much of the Western world. I've built new homes in America and West Africa, and I can tell you, when you see the construction of new homes in West Africa, you're gonna have a hard time settling for the junk they try to sell you in the United States. The biggest reason for this is, where does your money go when you purchase a new home? In America, most of the money that you pay for that new home is going into the land and into the permits necessary to build your house. Whereas in West Africa, most of the money that you're putting into the new home actually goes into the home itself. So you can have
Definitely,
better
yeah.
building materials and a higher building standard than you can in America. In fact, let me compare two. This is the kind of build quality that you'll have in America if you're buying new home construction. It's basically as cheap as they possibly can make it to maximize their profits. Whereas check out West Africa. The walls are concrete. They're not cheap wood and drywall. The floors are marble. They're not this cheap artificial wood that they've been using in all the new homes that they call luxury in America. And the location of the houses makes a lot more sense in West Africa. In America, when you're buying new home construction, even luxury home construction, you're generally put off into this land of suburbia where you're 15 minutes away from the nearest store. Whereas in West Africa, you can purchase a home that's conveniently located to the metropolitan areas, which makes life a lot better on a day-to-day basis. And let's talk about privacy. In West Africa, you can build a privacy wall around your entire
house.
property.
Yeah.
So people can't just
That's one thing. Ever since growing up, like I've never been to the United States before or outside of the walls of Africa, but then I always admire the fact that people over here in Africa, people are highly secured in privacy and all that. Like you have your own privacy. Whereas the movies I watched, I didn't see any of that because houses are built, exposed, and well, when I asked, they said that is a high level of security. You don't need to secure your wall against any external attacks. But then I felt like, well, how about privacy? If it is not security, then how about privacy? Just something like that. I always admired that part about African um, uh, um, um about African structures. Really, I did.
walk
I
up to
do.
your front door, or they can't just look in and see what you're doing.
Yeah.
In West Africa, you get that safety, security, and convenience. Whereas in America, they only allow you to generally do these cheap vinyl fences, and if you're lucky, they can be 6 feet tall, and they can only be in your backyard. So everybody can just walk up to your front yard when you buy a new home construction in America. And in West Africa, new home construction isn't as restricted as it is in America. So if you want to build a one-level house, you can do it. If you want to build a 6th bedroom instead of having a 5-bedroom, we can make that happen for you. And if you want a guest house, that's absolutely no problem. As long as you got enough space on your property, we can build that for you too. Instead of having to do it in America where you have to get permits for every little change that you make to the property. And as a result, the houses don't all look the same. Have you ever gone through a suburb in America and the only difference between any of the houses is what kind of vinyl they put on the front of the property? They call it a facade. Sometimes when I'm in a house in America, even a luxury new home construction, and I'm in one of the bedrooms, I have trouble telling the difference between the multi-million-dollar house and the much less expensive house for first-time home buyers. They use the same materials and they feel exactly the same on the inside. Whereas when you get new home construction in West Africa, the walls can be ornate. You can have really high quality doors.
Really high.
Everything's just going to feel a lot more bespoke.
Yeah.
And another little thing that I like about West African construction versus construction in the United States is the climate control. So in West Africa, every room can have its own individual climate control and can go to the temperature that's necessary for that room or that person's preference. Whereas in America, at most you're getting 1 or 2 zones of HVAC, meaning that everybody has to agree on what temperature is best for them.
Really?
So if you're looking to build your dream home and you don't absolutely have to be in the Western world, I would really consider looking at new home construction in West Africa. I think you can get a lot more house for your money. But even for getting value play, I think that they build the houses much better at a higher quality, and they're just nicer places to live in than what you'll experience in the Western world where everything is basically cookie cutter. But I want to know what you guys think. Have any of you guys had a chance to live in West African houses and Western world houses? Let me know what your thoughts were comparing the two. And as always, if this video provided value to you, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Or maybe I'll see you at one of our projects in West Africa. We'd love to sell you a house. Take care, guys.
All right.
People in West Africa are starting to live better than people in the Western world. Now, I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm talking about if you're well-to-do, if you're doing pretty good in your life, it's better to be doing really well in Africa than it is to be in America. Now,
Okay.
I'm currently in America, and it's like a little bit of a culture shock coming back from Africa because when you come here, you're around people who, on paper, they're very successful, rich, and all that. But all these people are drowning in debt. They got a nice car, but they don't own it. They've got a lease on it. They may say that they own a house, but they kind of do, but they have a huge mortgage on it. But in Africa, people own everything outright. And
Yeah.
what does this lead to, like in day to day life? Well, when you know someone who's well to do in Africa, they're a lot more relaxed. They feel like they can go on trips with you. They're a lot more generous. People here, even though they may have a lot of money on paper in America, the second they let their foot off the gas, the second they stop hustling, those bills will catch up on them really quick. And it shows like kind of why I feel West Africa is the future because here people are putting up an appearance of being rich, well to do, but it's fueled by debt and it's fueled by them working two jobs. Husband and wife are both working high paying jobs, 50 hours a week each, and doing all of that to just create this facade. Whereas in West Africa, once these guys have made it, they're living good lives. They're having that balance in life and they're not killing themselves. So I think long term, who am I betting on? I'm betting on the lifestyle of West Africa.
I've lived in 5 different
Okay.
countries in Africa. I've lived in Malawi,
Wow.
Botswana,
Wow.
Zambia,
Hmm.
Morocco,
And
and Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay.
I have also travelled extensively in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Egypt. Never once in all my years of living or travelling on the African continent have I been mistreated in any way
No way.
because of my ethnicity, because of my skin colour. And this is in spite of the fact that I come from a country who are guilty for some of the worst colonial crimes ever inflicted throughout human history. That's right,
You
I
know,
was
when you talk
born
about
in Great
the
Britain.
past, the history, colonial history, the pre-colonial history in Africa, I feel like this is something that Africans, come to terms with, and then maybe we just, overlook it. We are glad it happened the way it happened, but then like it doesn't register into an average African that well, looking at this European or our colonial masters, that's that you look at them and you be like, well, you guys, like it doesn't ring a bell at all. Like the past has been buried and it doesn't ring a bell anything. So he just said that, and I felt like, well, I think I should clear an air about that because to Africans, that time is far gone. And yeah, personally, I don't even remember. I don't see Europeans for who they were or what the colonial masters did to us, but I just see them as a people, as humans. And yeah, I guess that's it. It's not really about who the colonial masters were or what crimes they committed to Africans, but well, I think to Africans it happened and we let that go and it's just like it never happened. And we are glad it did happen anyway, because if it didn't, yeah, definitely we wouldn't be where we are today in terms of civilization, right? So it's a good thing it happened. What had to happen, and yeah, it did happen. And I really love the fact that they had to come open because to a lot of Africans, the only way to make it out here is to fly out. And looking at the cases of illegal immigration into the case into different countries, what the world is going through today in concerning the cases of illegal immigration. Personally, I really don't wish. I don't know, but I feel like all of this is being caused by the pressure that one feels down here in one's own country, that it is better on the outer side of Africa than it is right within here. So I guess that's the pressure they're working with. But when you look at the depth of it, I think it's better. It's really better to put your head down here and work something out for yourself. I don't know, just that's just like my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on this, all right? down the comments. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.